That's right guys, Roblox is coming to the Quest 2. That means you can play Roblox without a PC and without any wires, and that's great news. But before Roblox is released natively on the Quest, I'm going to be showing you 8 most popular Roblox VR games you can play ready for when Roblox is released on the Quest 2. Let's get onto the games. Now first up on our list is Opposer VR. Now Opposer VR is a first-person shooter game where you pick a variety of weapons and have to take out your opponents. It's basically every first-person shooter game ever made in Roblox, just in VR. Its main levels take place on rooftops and the office is just below, but the one thing I would say is cool is how the lighting effects are in this game. As you navigate the corridors, it really brings the game to life. There are also some pretty decent weaponry which can be picked up, or you can find secret weapons as well. Next up is VR Hangout. Now, as we were talking about VR and Roblox, there will be a few godlike Roblox VR games on there. By that, I mean a game where you, as the VR player, will be a large body with hands who will lord over the small Robloxian players. Robloxian? That seems to work. And this game is exactly that. You control the little people in many different ways, from grabbing them and throwing them and having them bounce on your hand or throw them at pipes. You can also use stuff that's specific for the VR players, like using Legos, playing piano, or even Connect 4. There are many other things to do as well that can be used to interact with other VR players. Next up is Ragdoll Simulator. Now here is another godlike Roblox VR game, and that's Ragdoll Simulator. It has everything you would come to know and love from Roblox VR games, but the characters go full ragdoll whenever they are thrown or interacted with, and that leads to some funny moments, like a person falling down a flight of rainbow coloured stairs, or landing in some landmines and flying into the air. There's not much else I can say about this game, as it does follow a large amount of the other games mentioned on this list, so we're just going to get right on to the next one, which is Self-Driving Simulator. Now I wanted to add something else other than the other godlike Roblox VR games to this, so that's why I've put Self-Driving Simulator on this list. Now Self-Driving Simulator is one of those games that don't present much on the surface, but hundreds of people are still playing the game. This game is essentially a hangout game where you just sit in your self-driving car and just take in the scenery and talk to your mates, which can be hilarious at times. It's really up to you, and that's pretty much it. This game should be enjoyed with friends, of course, but if you have them, then this game could definitely be worth it, and there is still a community playing this game. Next up then is VR Islands, and this is yet another godlike Roblox VR game that has a lot of what you would expect with some added extras. What separates this game from others is the sheer amount of interactable objects. I'm going to say a few here so you can see how many they have. They have paintball guns, interactable kitchen items like ovens, microwaves, fridges, toasters, slingshots, and many more. All of these can be used to deliver a very dangerous cocktail and can be used to bully the little Robloxian people. It would take you a while to get through all the stuff this game has to offer, so it's definitely one worth checking out. Next up then is Cook Burgers. Now I'm pretty sure that if you've ever played Roblox, then you would know of the game Cook Burgers. But did you know that it was available to play in virtual reality? That's right, you can unpack, cook and make those tasty burgers for your customers in the capitalistic search for profit. You have a teleport, locomotion and floated hands in front of you while you stack the burgers up and get them out to your customers. The game is a little glitchy here or there, and you know, it can definitely be a bit finicky at times, but there is definitely some fun to be had. Now next up is the game that started the godlike Roblox VR games craze. Without this, all the other games on this list wouldn't have been possible, and while some people say others have surpassed in many different ways, you can't deny that this game will always be the purest of the VR Roblox games. That's right, it's Roblox VR Hands. The game has recently made a comeback with VR Hands 2.0, and it's still rocking hundreds upon hundreds of players, and they're all still enjoying the game. This game has everything from treadmills on the floor to multiple obbies you can traverse yourself or with the help of the gods. This is the game that started it all, lads, and it can be absolute chaos, and I would definitely recommend checking it out when you get the chance. So next up then is Energy Assault. Now this game is probably the #1 VR game that doesn't have any other VR game like it. It's a very, very surprising VR Roblox game that raises the bar with first-person shooting games are concerned. You have a ton of weapons, from your regular machine guns to sniper rifles that you can look down the scope, to a realistic reloading mechanic, and it's sometimes hard to believe that this is just a Roblox game because of how detailed it is. You can even dive on the floors you shoot, and it leads to some hilarious battles. This is definitely one worth checking out when Roblox VR launches on the Meta Quest 2.